outcome, and I definitely think, well, 4 rounds on the T side for either of these teams, I think they could match or beat that quite easily.
Yeah, I'd actually really like to look at map stats for this, for overpass. In my opinion, there's it's a really scary map to play as a CT, and sometimes I don't think it's that wrong to be able to get 8 or 9 rounds on terrorist side. Like, I don't feel like it's that CT sided because of how aggressive it is in nature and how much it demands for you to be out of your comfort zone as a CT, pushed up, trying to get a frag. So I don't know. I think it goes by team and how comfortable they are playing CT side. But that being said, Astralis is one of those teams.
Yeah, and, well, looking like we are going to be going into the pistol round. Just waiting for it to come up on this monitor. There we go, and we are straight underway. Makalele and Exist. That's a quick couple of kills. Exist again, starting this pistol off with a bang. More of the same for NiP on their CT side. Looking at just Carrigan now. Was going to say and Zipix, but he's quickly removed. Exist having a huge pistol round towards Monster, and they were very quick over towards that B site, almost somewhat of a stack.
Yeah, they just got eviscerated basically. Is this getting 3 quick headshots with that USP? Kerrigan moving up towards long. That's a rough way to start this map. And Kerrigan spotting someone who doesn't actually know that he's there. Gets the good shot, but okay, finds the kill as well. Takes a little bit of damage for it, not too much, but it's still a 1v5 situation. And you know, Kerrigan is surprisingly clutch. I've seen him blow 2 of the most insane 1v5s of all time in CSGO. He got like all 4 kills, and then the 5th one was like a guaranteed frag and he didn't get it. And he did it a couple times, so I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow makes this competitive, but...
Yeah, looking towards Carrigan here, and he will be removed from the map.
There was that one, I don't know if you remember, it probably not, but like there's one, he got 4 kills on Mirage, and then he was like on T side outside of, like in the spawn, and he threw that smoke over towards B.
Yes,
yeah,
I do remember that.
He came up A ramp and he had the op, he put the bomb down. The guy just came out jungle exactly where he was aiming, and just whiffed and just got killed, and I was like, oh my god, Kerrigan. That was one of the sickest rounds of all time. How could you do this?
Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a buy coming in. Of course, they have forced everything they have. Deagle back onto Kirby and Dupree. Kirby definitely someone that amazing in the first map. Not there at all on the second, so we'll see which Kirby turns up this time. Looking for Dupree on those entries as well. In terms of NiP, they've actually gone quite heavy on the SMGs in this scenario. Only Exist actually playing, and spam through the walls definitely favors Get Right.
100%. Armor up across everybody, not a single... Well, I mean, they have a smoke and 2 flashes. That's not so bad, but are still spending these rounds out, feeling out NiP. And I gotta say, man, these teams play quite slowly. NiP of previous was a lot looser and would take a lot more risk, and potentially were kind of a team that wouldn't be able to keep up in the current meta, but at the same time, very different from a lot of teams in the current meta, and are just one that plays extremely slowly.
And making their way towards Makalele. On the wrong side of the wall at the moment. Could easily pop back. 35 seconds left on the clock, and here he goes. Sprays one Kirby, very quick on the trade. Won't allow him anything more than that. Forest on the site has support from Get Right. SMG has been picked up, so a bit of a spray and pray can come in for Carrigan, and he's going to go aggressive. Get Right takes him down. A lot of damage being done, and Dupree will trade 2 back the second shot. Lovely stuff from Dupree. Now looking to get that bomb down. Only a few seconds left. They do have to be very, very careful. There are players coming in now, but that bomb at least means they can fight for it. There's no risk of them losing all their money from trying to fight this round. It's all down to Zipix, though. Going to try and hide his head.
This is the god spot.
Will come peeking in, and will they actually spot him out? That's the big thing.
The spot people run over. Okay, they're going to clear him, yeah.
Exist will spot it out. So smart stuff from Exist. Not going to allow them to do anything. They lose 3 SMGs, but keep the more important rifle.
That would have been too funny if they just ran by, but yeah, that's a really cool spot. If you look down your player model, your head actually goes down as well, and if someone's looking from the site, you cannot be spotted. So something interesting you can do in a 1v1 if you have low HP. Look at these 1Ds from Dupree. Yeet.
It's just so sweet. I have the one thing about the Deagle I do love is every kill that's just those one taps is absolutely wonderful to watch. So really exciting weapon in this game. They are going to buy up one more. Dupree once again has some Kevlar behind it. This time there's 4 rifles up against him though, so a little bit more difficult, but the same sort of shots needing to be hit. Just has to connect 1 to the head, and he takes the frag.
Dupree does this quite a lot. It's really an interesting way of holding Cat. If a team decides to push up, and he'll sometimes be able to shoot them in the back of the head. But knowing that they're playing Astralis, should be able to be aware of that, potentially look out for him.
Yeah, NiP currently with 3 players over towards this B site, so quite heavy presence there, and really do have to be careful at the moment. Makalele combining with Forest over towards A, and Makalele again playing up close, so does have to be a little bit careful. He's played this spot once before. Forest connects onto Dupree, and now everybody else doesn't have any armor, so things become much more difficult and much more into the realm of helping out Makalele. They are playing the rotations fairly well, trying to just keep swapping the position they're going, but now they are dedicating themselves. Nice flashbang. Device will find one and actually grabs a second as well, looking like the potential for a bomb plant is at least there, but maybe a little more. Device picked up at M4, looking to try and hold the angle over towards the bin, and
what?
Get right straight through the wall, finds the kill. That is absolutely brutal for Device. Every other player falling back very, very far, and they do have to still make these plays, get these frags. They've got 2 kits, don't have any utility to play with. Go for the spray, Get Right finds one. Very far back at this stage, and Zipix now trying to challenge a little bit. There's nobody on the bomb. Freiburg now goes for it, does have a kit, so they have to get this very quickly and eventually Get Right with the triple, but that first kill from Get Right.
Good damage control in that situation. If Get Right doesn't get the spam, that's probably the round. They are all rotating through CT. They have stairs control. The bomb's planted perfectly for bathrooms, and they have Device there with an M4. The fact that he already has 2 kills to his name in the round, he's a threat, and they just neutralize them. Really nice stuff from Get Right.
So 3-0. It will be a decent buy coming back from Astralis. They got the bomb down twice in a row, so definitely a little bit of extra money to be played with. Device will have himself an AWP with armor and even a couple of nades, and in terms of the rest of the team, they do have a few Molotovs to play with as well, so not the worst buy in the world. Again, just hanging out in the playground for now and waiting to see if there's any aggression from NiP.
Kerrigan going to be mauling out the rock, or the tree, excuse me. Make sure that no one's playing there. It's a 100% way to deal with that because there's nowhere for them to fall back to. Oh, nice pick from Makalele to peek out just a little bit more after seeing, I think, someone prompt a flashbang. That might have been just what we could see on X-ray, I'm not sure, but yeah, because he probably would have taken a shot if he did. Nonetheless, makes it a 5v4, and
he has the bomb. Okay.
He heard you.
Yeah. I was thinking that's a bit of an aggressive peek for someone holding the bomb, and Dupree's like, yeah, good point. Runs away back towards that B play, which, well, man down. Makalele definitely stepping up towards the end of the last game with the AWP and has it back in hand again. And I'm liking that decision now. The more he plays with it, the more confident I'm hoping he'll get. And we could be seeing some beast performances from the man himself. Either way exists. He started this strongly, not going to do the same. Zipix will remove him. The X's combining against each other. Makalele with the AWP finds one. Freiburg grabs another. This push being shut down, but a couple of kills back. It's all down to Device. And actually, he's going to go. I'm not sure why we switched to the face of Makalele there. I have no idea what just happened, but it will be Forest to take the kill.
Face of Lele. That was, yeah, I don't know. No idea. But what happens is Device loses in the 1v1. Gets taken down on site, and Forest on the cat flanked 100% of the round, so the story kind of tells itself, I suppose.
Yeah, that's not a bad round in the end, but they don't win it, so Astralis still looking for a little bit more. They are going to go hefty on the nades and buy up a few Tech 9s with this one, along with some pistols, and, well, looking to see what they can actually achieve in this round. Freiburg up close and personal, going for the spray, finds the first, continues it on, doesn't find anyone. Now he's out of ammo, has to be a little bit careful as Device will come back and punish him for it. M4 doesn't have any ammo in it, so does have to be careful, Device, and actually he's just going to have to sort of fall back here. Now waiting in the corner. We know what this man can do. He does have some armor behind it, but his HP is so very low. This is asking an awful lot of Device, and that nade, oh, it was actually a flash. I thought that was going to be an HE coming towards him. That would have been brutal. Minute left on the clock, though.
Minute left on the clock, but 14 HP to his name, and he has the armor to work with. But I don't know. I'd be super surprised if he even got a plant here, because there are 3 terrorists. I mean, 3 CTs. Excuse me. They're going to be split up, and there's going to be one site with only one person. So I guess if he could sneak up on that guy somehow, he might have a way to, at the very least, get a plant. But they can also kind of use this time as a pause, in the sense that they could talk about what they want to do in the following round, which will most likely be an eco. It's going to be what looks like the 5-0, and somebody jump spawning from CT. So, I mean, this might actually allow the bomb to go down.
Yeah, this gives a good opportunity to Device to actually make a play here.
He can't even spot long from that spot, can he?
Unless he can't spot anything. I'm not sure what that position does.
Oh.
And that is just going to be the bomb plant. So that's not bad for Device already. Not going to have anything else, but very confused by, what, jump spotting the wall?
And the bomb goes down, so they have enough money. Oh, they have enough money to buy off of that? Yeah, they saved that round, so they have lots of money now.
Bit of a weird one from Makalele.
Potentially they didn't know how much health he had. I don't know.
Didn't want to take the risk. Maybe the jumping was just to throw us off. But either way, NiP doesn't actually have a huge amount of cash built up just yet. There has been a lot of damage coming their way, so a good chance now for Astralis to actually break them straight back.
Yeah, but seriously, it's a strong start already. Again, we're on map 3 if you missed it. NiP had an insane comeback last map on Dust 2, coming back from a 4-11.5, finishing out 16-12, meaning they only dropped one single round on their CT side. And in the first map, Astralis had the reins pretty much the entire time, I think sealing up both pistols, having a dominant performance across the board on cash. So for them to be at 5-0 right now, making Astralis look like they're in a bad position to lose, is kind of crazy.
Yeah, NiP have started nice and strong. Haven't been clean, so definitely looking to see if they can build up some economy and get this position rolling a little bit more. Molotov getting ready for Device, and well, that's going to just push any player back. There isn't anybody that far forward except for Forest, but that's towards long. In terms of the B site, holding quite far back at the moment towards barrels and sight, and really just waiting to see Astralis make this play. Now, this spot really involves Makalele doing his job right. If he misses a shot, the support is there, he can fall back, but he's at least got to catch it.
Nice
Doesn't
try.
miss the shot, though, very quick on the trigger. Device doesn't even get a chance to look over the wall, and actually that leaves Forest's position fine, but he's going to continue the push. They now know that this is going to be a B hit. Quick rotation coming out from Get Right. And this is going to be perfectly primed and ready for the CTs to take this one as they now set up for this hit. 20 seconds left on the clock. If they have any counter nades, now's the time to use it. Forest actually has a Molotov, but he's coming in from behind already. He's going to catch one as well. Dupree does entry one, but this is so scripted at this stage. Need to do a little bit more on Freiburg. He has brought it back to a 3 versus 2. The bomb looking like it's about to go down.
Oh my
but
God.
There we go. Freiburg, while blind, catches off one. It's all down to Zipix, but he has no time and he'll die after the clock.
Wow, that is really unfortunate. Freiburg actually getting that kill. He was blind, took like one shot, and then sprayed afterwards. And that bullet hit him in the face and stopped the plant. And then Zipix dying after time as well. That is crazy. Now they're going to take a tactical pause because maybe it's a little bit more than just the unlucky series of events that happened in those 5 seconds that is contributing to the fact that they're down 6-0. You know, I always look at like how you got there, and it hasn't been 6 rifle rounds. I always point that out. It's been a pistol round, 2 anti-ecos, and now 2 rifle rounds, which is still anything way more than what Astralis has. And it is it's up to Astralis to at some point stop the bleeding and also come close to winning each of these rounds. But even in the couple of rounds that NiP have won, they've done a solid job making it look like it wasn't even competitive.
Of course, guys, don't forget, if you have missed any of the action from any of the games so far and also want to see what's coming, you can check out the Score Esports app, which is on iOS and, of course, Android. It will give you also any other news involving CS and many other esports games. Also, if you fancy doing some betting on the games coming up, I would say that is a little bit risky with some of these games, but you may be able to win big off a bet on some of the weaker teams in the tournament, although there aren't that many left, I have to say. But you can, of course, go to EGB, which is primed and ready for all of your betting needs. However, we're looking like we're about to go back into this one. Astralis have themselves a bit of a quasi-bye. and it's going to involve a couple of Tech 9s, quite a lot of nades once again, and some AKs.
I kind of appreciate this just because it seems like having enough money hasn't been Astralis' problem. Maybe it's something else. And Tech 9s are more than enough to try to supply entries if you need them. Probably wouldn't have given a Tech 9 to Device, as he's been an outstanding player, especially on Dust 2 last map. But who knows, he probably feels comfortable, maybe was selfless enough to offer it up to his teammates.
Well, it is an interesting decision off the back of the pause, because it does mean that they can't have thought of anything too hefty in terms of actual strategy, because it does rely on these sort of Tech 9s, unless that is part of the strategy itself, using the aggression of these pistols to find a little bit more. Of course, we do have 3 players currently on this A site, and 2 sort of in a line behind each other, definitely looking for this peek from Forest, and Dupree. He's going to grab that first kill. Now, you have to remember, pushing on here does give them the opportunity to pick up another rifle. Makalele, he's trading one back, though, holding long effectively. The bomb is still on long, actually looking for a bit of spam through the smoke. Not going to find anything just yet. Now we wait for this short push to come in. Dupree, he's got to step up on these entry frags. There's a lot of smoke down, not giving too much vision to the CTs. A little bit of spam coming through, and not going to do too much damage just yet. The bomb is going to be planted. Carrigan getting away by the skin of his teeth, and actually it's going to be Kirby finding the kill onto Freiberg in the meantime. So now, after plant positions, we're looking towards Get Right. He's trying to make something happen, but this is 4 players. They've fallen all the way back, not going for anything sort of aggressive. A bit of a misspray there, and this is going to give Kirby a chance.
He's
doesn't
got 4
find
bullets.
the frag. And yeah, low bullets. That's actually 4 total. That's it now. He's got to go to his pistol. Dupree ends one more. He actually finds the kill onto Carrigan. Now it's just going to Scarpa for the hills.
Oh, he actually used all his ammo in 2 spams. And Astralis, who put it together off the back of 2 Tech 9s. And so again, sometimes it's not having all the money in the world that's going to win you a T round. They did have sufficient amount of smokes and a proper take in mind. They also went one for one in the sense that Dupree won his duel versus Forrest, just outpatiencing him as Forrest tried to take a fight. It's not always good to let the terrorists get too close to the A site before you find your frag. And so it's almost justifiable that he went for that frag. I think he almost got it too. It's really like, who knows who's going to get that kill if you run it 100 times. But then Makalele answering back with the long frag into the 4v4. And so, I don't know, what the smokes that they used on A seem to be extremely effective versus NiP, who have done a great job versus the B takes. Yeah,
no, the smokes just giving no vision to the CT side. They go to try and find a little bit of a spray. This is an interesting boost, but not going to pay off. Kirby will spot it. Makalele picks up the rifle, and, well, Freiberg, he's left with very little. You have to say Exist isn't doing too well, and considering 6 rounds in a row, it really does show how much damage Astralis were actually doing. But feeling that they weren't winning the rounds was enough to call a pause. Now, actually in a good opportunity to get themselves onto 3+, just because of this round alone. If they win this one, there's a reset. There's a little bit of extra time to build up some cash. It really could be that comeback position.
Yeah, potentially. That kill is massive. Kirby calls out the boost. Quite a common strategy these days to do that, it seems. Saw Heroic do it. See the Astralis do it. And now they have starting to get forward aggressive control on A. Balloons has been starting to be taken, and it's already down to 40 seconds, so it's demanded of them that they do move up at a certain pace right now. Kirby making sure that his flank is okay, and there's one person at A. He's not in a really good spot. That's Makalele. He's got to watch both sides, and maybe will be responsible for trying to even up. Good flash.
Oh, that's a nice flash. That gives a good opportunity as well. He could take back long from Device. Freiberg's actually found another in the meantime. Makalele has gone absolutely huge in this round. Position may not have seemed that good, but he makes it work wonderfully, and that is massive for NiP.
Yeah, he definitely played it really well. That flash was really cool. I had known about that, and usually if you have your lone man on one site, you want him in a position that he can either get a kill or just simply stay alive, with staying alive being at the forefront of his priorities. And maybe it was NiP to leave him there. That was the risky part in general, but he seemed to handle his business just fine and turn it into a sequence. Pretty sure Device whiffed on him pretty badly a couple of times at long, especially that second time. But when all is said and done, he put together the kills, and Astralis were responsible for taking him down and couldn't.
Yeah, now looking towards Astralis here, they don't have the money once again. They've gone for that backwards and forwards position. Winning one round, losing a round is pretty much the worst case scenario in terms of economy aggression. From Carrigan will be punished. Forest with a nice easy frag. Device still hitting shots here, but it's looking like they are just going to punish all of these kills. Not really anything coming in. Nice hold at the moment. Kirby will get one and a second, looking for a third. This time Forest will close him down, but he's such a danger with that dig.
Oh, what's happening right now? NiP are just starting to run away with this already. Man, that's tough. They have Astralis again are in a position where they might be tempted to force up. They got away with the force up that round 2 rounds ago. Instead, I think here we're going to see Deagles coming out and then potentially another op in a round to follow. NiP haven't been doing that many special things. They've just been able to hit all their shots. Their setups are clean, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're doing crazy innovative things that are breaking apart Astralis' defaults. They're just having intensely good sight holds and playing the map relatively standard. I think to their own standards anyway. They haven't been put in a position where they have to be creative and do super interesting things. It seems like the fight has always come to them, and they've always been in a good position to deal with it.
Looking towards this round, though, it is just pistols once again. Still not enough money for Astralis to actually do too much. The Deags have been effective, but they haven't actually won a round yet, excluding that pistol. And, well, there we go, Forest finding the kill onto Device, grabbing a second as well, making these eco frags work nicely for him. Carrigan going to go for a slight peek, and, well, every single player getting cleaned up at this stage. 45 seconds left, and it would have to be something absolutely insane to bring this round back into any sort of contention. Get Ryan Forest playing this duo setup at the moment, and they are just killing off everyone. Perfectly clean round. NiP's economy going up, and 9-1 up on the CT side. They're looking strong.
Yeah, it's Astralis that have so much to prove, and I hate to frame this match as one where NiP climb away with such an extraordinarily good half, and then all of a sudden they switch sides and Astralis just come back and tear ass, but I have no idea what's going to happen. All I can do is go round by round, talk about why it is Astralis might be losing these rounds. And I think it does come down to a lack of ability to trade. It seems like they've been given quite a good amount of space. Here we have NiP falling back into relatively passive positions. There's an opening frag. Dupree finding another duel. That's 2 for him.
Yeah, they start this round nicely. So Makalele low. Dupree has hit a tag, but he's found the kill onto Freiberg as well, more importantly. Now, they are edging their way over towards this B site. The bomb now looking like it's about to rotate. Not quite sure. And the read, if they do push B, is actually quite nice from NiP. They've got 3 players, but now Get Right goes to rotate back.
I like this.
This could be down to actual positioning. Makalele,
nice.
That's a nice peek. Peeking against, what, 3 players and finds a frag? You have to wonder whether or not there should have been a trade frag there or just a straight-up shot, not paying attention. Now the push will gather up and push in. Already, Get Right is back on that rotation. We'll see the spot from Exist, but he misses the shot. Device opens. There's Zippicas as well. Makalele stuck in the corner, and Forest nowhere really in sight. Really, they have to try and escape this one. I don't think there's any chance of winning this round.
No, Makalele in this round found a good time to use his aggression. The Molotov on site has worked wonders. Forest going to be rotating from heaven. Makalele is going to be pushing the site with an off. Actually does find a kill close left. Might have gone for a no-scope in that situation. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And Forest now, smoke on site and a kit, is going to look to find 2 duels. Seems to find 1 opponent, but has no one to actually go for. I don't know if he's looking for another nade to help him retake the site, but everybody's going to fall off now. There's no time to defuse. He's just got to fall back and try to stay alive.
I'm not sure
this might be quite difficult.
Far enough away from this to actually survive. Maybe if he gets into the corner, looks like he will. So not too much of a problem. I think he was actually looking for the AWP of Makalele to try and save some money, because they're going to be able to rebuy if necessary, but it would have been nice to just not have to do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, the Astralis have won a round at A, 1 round at B, and on that round, they get the opening pick off of Dupree. the previous round, they got the opening pick off the pre, and then Makalele had that 3 frag, and that was the reason they lost. In this round, NiP, oh, well, I like that Makalele's like playing standard, and then when they need him to, like in that 4v5, he needs to get aggressive and find a kill. He goes out and does it, and he doesn't even do it at A. He goes over to B, pushes off a short. It was just a really good play by him. And for them to lose a round is kind of saddening to me because I'm like, all right, he did it right. They played out the response properly, and yet they still lose. Yeah. But such is life.
Yeah, not bad challenge though. Makalele going back into the site. Looks like Astralis are going to try and force B again. The last time they tried to do this after winning a round, they instantly lost one straight back. A lot of that did rely on Makalele going big with that AK over towards A. This time they're trying B once again. Molotovs raining in across the board, spreading out fire everywhere. And should we look? A couple of players looking behind. They're actually trapped in here. Can't get out just yet. Zist again will go down without any real damage. Now Freiburg is going to have to go absolutely huge. They do have that AWP. There is Freiburg finding one, looking for the second, grabs it as well. Now there's only a couple of players left. Dupree's managed to get one. Carrigan trying to hold down that rotation, but he will fail as Forrest opens back up. Makalele with another AWP shot, and Dupree without the bomb down. This is looking like a pretty bleak scenario as Get Right will peak.
Oh man, I thought we were going to witness a game of competitive Counter-Strike global offensive, but instead NiP have continued the slaughter. Another round on the board. Astralis get into the site. They trade 2 for 2, but after that, puttered to a halt. No plant means no money. Astralis have 3 Tech 9s, 2 AKs, and very few nades to work with. And at this point, are in a situation where they don't get to think about, oh, should we save for a goodbye or whatever. We have to put rounds on the board because if we have an abysmal half, we put too much emphasis on a pistol round, and we can't leave that up to question whether or not we're going to win that because nobody can guarantee a pistol round.
Yeah, they did manage to make one of their 2 rounds work with Tech 9s in the mix, so there is still hope for Astralis. Kirby taken down Freiburg, so they do now have a man advantage. Of course, weaponry still not in their favor.
Entry is also not a problem for Astralis. They managed to do it in a few of these rounds. One of them, they ended up losing. Man advantage actually playing not a big factor from either team in this game. It'd be an interesting stat to look at. It seems like teams have won 4v5 in at least 3 situations that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, a lot of big plays coming in terms of clutches, or towards the end you see quite a few multi-kills coming in. Freiburg and Forrest definitely been a deadly duo so far. Makalele with the AWP, much more effective than we saw when he was without it. Makalele goes for the peak. This time will miss. Now he's going to get closed down. That's a nice flick, though. Got to be careful from behind. Needs some support fairly quickly. Actually going to go all the way through. Misses the shot. Back to the pistol. Kirby will end him, and that's actually an AWP for Device as well. Now this is looking problematic. Device ends the life, and again, it's looking like this pistol round will work all down to Exist, and Device with the AWP will make it work.
Man, I have little to no job at this moment. It's these rounds being won as opposed to the more structured, more expensive buys from Astralis are blowing my mind. I have no idea how this is happening, but they, that's the power of getting a kill and having teammates to get onto the site quickly right behind you. And was Makalele actually by himself?
Yeah, I think he was.
Op on site by himself. Now, typically on A, that's not so bad. If you have an op, like him with that rifle, I was like, oh, that's a really tough spot. But if you have an op, you can see so far, but still being responsible for 2 choke points, and the fact that someone can sneak up on you through bathrooms means that it's kind of risky. And maybe NiP were just so intent in believing that it was going to be a B take that they decided, why don't we stack this, since Mikel did such a good job on the previous round, but maybe could have afforded to at least sneak one other person over there to help him.
Yeah, now there's a good opportunity for Astralis to at least get themselves to 5, which is enough. You could complete this with 5 rounds, especially with a pistol win, so it isn't over just yet, but they need to capitalize on this. Makalele playing with the Deeg. We've seen big plays come out in these rounds before. In fact, it happened before with Makalele, and there we go. He's going to find 1 shot already onto Kirby, killed by a weapon of his own desire. Oh, Zipex. Trading it back, though. So not too bad a scenario so far.
Yeah, a good trade frag, and didn't realize it, but NiP don't even have that much money to work with. It's the P250, a Deagle, no nades at all. Astralis, well, the bomb is going down stairs by himself.
See, that time Dupree actually gets punished because he's done that before. We spotted it on long. Luckily, Carrigan is there to trade, but he has been pushing with the bomb on multiple occasions. Freiberg not connecting the shots as Device will remove him from the map. Zipix challenging Exist. Will find the first, looking for more, grabs a second, going for the third. Device will end his life. It's down to Makalele. The plant has been faked, but he's sneaking around behind. Device doesn't know, spamming away the dig. It's not the weapon you want in this scenario, but he has to go for the plant just to get it on the timing. It's going to be Makalele, and he finally wins a clutch.
He does put together the 1v1 for once, and that's not a knock on him. He came so close so many times. And it was more than a 1v1 most of the time. It was like a 1v3 that he brought as close as he did. But there it is. He does win it. And it almost got sketchy. I got to say, just in his defense, if there's one gun that I wouldn't want to have in a 1v1, if I'm on stage, 100%, it's a Deagle. That is the worst. That is the worst gun to guarantee one bullet. Like, this is the gun that you buy because you feel like you can get a one-shot headshot from a long-range distance. But when you just need to, like, run around and just do, like, 1 damage, is not the gun that you want. So, almost surprised Devices didn't get right up and pop him just because of that.
Yeah, both teams with a sketchy buy in this round. A couple of pistols for Astralis, a UMP for the CT side, but they have themselves 11 rounds. I think NiP are going to be pretty happy with that one, but looking for a 12th. I do still feel a 12-3 is a much worse scenario than an 11-4. Especially when you take into account pistols and the distance between rounds. They can play a much bigger factor. Really looking to see what Kyobi can do with that Deeg, but Dupree, one of those rifles is already down. Kyobi looking for the repeat with the Deagle, and actually he's going to get caught in.
Oh, no.
Throws out the smoke. Don't think the Molotov's quite going to reach him, so he's going to get away with that one. Get Right goes very aggressive, finds Carrigan, but doesn't manage to grab Kyobi. So it is still a 3v4 now. Still the same amount of rifles as well, which is a much bigger factor. And actually looking towards Device, who's slowly edging his way around toilets. He's got the support of the bomb now coming up in the hands of Zipix. Forrest has already taken over long, but this relies a lot again on Makalele, and he's actually going back towards B. So this could work quite nicely for Astralis, the timing on this. The only real problem is even if they get the bomb down, there's going to be plenty of avenues for a retake because they don't have control of long.
No, they don't have anything right now. The instant flank is so massive. Makalele's already set up and banked. They have 4 every choke point. This should be a retake. This should be one of the easiest retakes.
Yeah, already Exist finding one. They have a lot of avenues to attack from. This is a horrible scenario. Going to have to be some huge plays, and already Device missing the shots. Will find one. Zipix actually grabs another, and he's pretty good in these clutch situations. This is a lot to ask of him, but they really need this round. There's the first kill from Zipix. It's down to just Freiberg, the bomb ticking away.
Oh, he got so hurt, he had to call it out.
It looks like it's going a little bit wrong now, tapping the bomb. Zipix seems to have timed this very, very well. Oh, does he have it?
Wow, he does have it. Does he? Oh my god, yeah, he does have it. Wow,
oh my god.
Wow, just barely closing it out. Another 1v1. And okay, to be fair, I thought that was going to be a lot easier of a retake. So credit to Zipnix for getting those kills in that last few moments.
He does his job brilliantly, but unfortunately he gets baited out by the tapping diffuse. So low on HP, it became very, very difficult.
Oh yeah, he did a really good job not peeking. First of all, he had low HP, so he just had to assume that it was going to be a fake at first. And comparing Makel to Device right now, 17 to 11. Obviously a stunning half from NiP.
Yeah, Makalele's been on point.
Yeah, no doubt.
I had a couple of hiccups along the way with the sort of round where he got rushed, but when you have an AWP and you're so low on a site, that's a very difficult scenario for any AWPer. I'd say maybe someone like Fallen with his maneuverability could get away with it, but that I can't really hate on him for that. Played a great round with a rifle as well, that flashbang on point, and well, for someone who's standing in, I am thoroughly impressed.
The the pistol round is starting. The buyout is Zipix with the kit and Smoke, and Freiberg for NiP is holding the resources, the utility that they'll be able to use to work this round into a site. That means, depending on what they want to do, and it looks like they're going to use a walk up and stairs and have started to make noise. So Presence going to be known by Astralis that there's more than one opponent here. Kirby is in a spot. This is a high impact frag situation. He is in a bait spot, so they are hoping they come upstairs.
Doesn't
and
matter,
oh my
though.
god.
I don't need the bait.
Wow.
Dupree and Device, they've combined to find all of these kills. Only Forest left. A big pistol round coming out from Astralis. They definitely needed that one.
Wow. They literally set up the blender, and NiP walked right into it. They had every angle covered. They didn't even have to use their secret weapon in Kirby to seal anything up. I mean, our cameraman was on it because he was the man closest to stairs, but as they came upstairs, everybody else was in position to just shoot them at different angles to make their lives hell.
A nice little pistol coming out, of course. Straight back on the bite. It will be the Ninjas. And, well, a hefty one coming out from Astralis. 4 rifles, 1 SMG in the format of an MP7. Not going to make too much money off the back of this, but the idea, of course, to keep it as clean as possible. Don't want to lose any rifles in this round, as it costs quite a bit to purchase them back up.
Indeed it does. Have, again, very little utility, just a smoke to work with. And sometimes that's all you need. You can really section off a site really well with just one smoke, as long as you have guns to help back it up. Typically, there's going to be like 2 people per site, right? 1 person mid, and so if you have a smoke, you can potentially get one person's attention off of you and focus down the other. Good flash. High impact flash.
And they've actually thrown that smoke in order to really isolate NiP with their push. They would have to funnel or just run straight through the smoke, which either way helps out Astralis with picking up separate frags. Of course, I'm still seeing a little bit of isolation towards Long, and Makalele with the Deeg. Looking for a little bit more. Dupree peeking out. Kirby will find the player towards Long, meaning this is a one-pronged push. The question is, will they rotate? 30 seconds left. They're going to have to dedicate themselves soon. And it doesn't look like they're changing away from this A site already. Freiberg made his way back over towards Long to challenge Kirby, but he does not have the long-range weapon. This is a bit of a whiff fest. And in terms of the rest of the team, they are being cleared up one by one.
Oh,
Zipix Dupree do the work, and eventually Kirby gets that kill.
That was so cute. He was just like trying to tickle him from that far away. But I like that. I like that Freiberg went to Long to try to take his attention away from him. The thing is, when you come up A through bathrooms and there's 1 CT at Long, your entire play is gone, because he cannot, even if he doesn't peek, him being alive at Long is #1 a great retake spot, and also a crossfire whenever he decides to make an appearance. So they realized that they had to get up there. He could also stop the plant from going down on the eco since they ran out of a pistol. So just important positional play to highlight from Freiberg.
Yeah, back to the Glocks. NiP not trying anything in this round. They just want to save their money. Device making a nice amount of cash. We'll lose 1, actually 2. So a little bit of money made, $600 for Exist, and going to try and make some more. Dupree will end him, but they've dropped a couple of weapons.
Yeah, and once again, now we're seeing a kind of a repeat of the last map. Well, at least in the early start, it has just been ecos. This will be the first real test. We're going to have the AKs come out from NiP, and this is when the map can really get heated. If Astralis do put this together, this is going to be a whole new story, and it is the final map, so nothing else matters. Nobody's working towards winning this map, so they can get to the next step. This is it. This is the 3rd map. It all comes down to this.
Yeah, one of these teams is through to the semifinals of the tournament. The other is going home. And, well, I don't think either of these teams will want to do that, especially the run that's come out for Astralis. They battled tooth and nail to get themselves through to this stage, but they've still got a long way to go. 6 rounds is the difference. Zipix already down to just 30 HP. Device on the AWP as well, which has been a catalyst for this team at times. On Dust 2, he was phenomenal on the CT side. Now we're waiting to see whether he can do it again.
We have seen a lot of slow-paced setups from NiP. They have taken their time since the pickup of Threat, who's not actually here. I think he's like doing his masters or something like that. I'm not actually sure why he hasn't joined them, but has left them with a lot of wisdom, a lot of preparation, stuff that they can work with, and stuff that they remember, I'm sure. So
yeah, this leaves 3 players on that B side of the map. Exist is looking to sort of maneuver the bomb in that direction as well, so wouldn't be too surprised to see a B push actually come in at this stage. And there's not too much of a presence there. The long push will give a lot of information, but it could actually play a part in those 2 players being quite far away. In terms of Forrest, he's actually making his way back and could just walk straight into this one. There's Carrigan, though. He doesn't connect anything. Xyp9x will manage to grab one, but it's Exist on the entries. Forrest finds one of the rotating players and looking for a little bit more. This is a big round from NiP. Only one player remains, Dupree, trying to challenge this one back. Freiberg primed and ready. That looks so calculated from NiP.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I mean, they just waited and then pounced, and that's what we saw on Cash. They would just, oh man, I just nut-checked myself. That's what they saw on Cash. It was just, they would wait the time down, and then throw their smokes. And a really good flash there. We saw Kerrigan. I think he felt like it was coming, but didn't want to risk being turned around in case they ran out dry for some reason, and then got full flashed.
Yeah, buyback on the board, though. It's not as good as before. They've got a scout onto device, which can be effective, but definitely not his weapon of choice. Carrigan down to a FAMAS and definitely reduced on Molotovs. T's, on the other hand, have everything they could possibly need. Forrest is going to be picking up that T-sided AWP, which seems to be the way they're doing it. Makalele is favored on the CT side, but Forrest better at finding those picks.
And crazy stuff so far. We've already seen a really promising T round from Ninjas in Pajamas. As soon as they were able to get money, they put it on the board.
Exist looking for this first frag. Not really.
I think he definitely just let go right before.
Yeah, a bit of a misclick there. There goes the Molotov onto Kyobi. Forces him back, but he's actually still by the tree, and this could almost be better for him if they think that's clear, and that will happen. He'll peek out, eventually Exist is there to trade the kill, and they do have to be a little bit careful of this scout. Exist actually down to 79 HP, so it'll be very close. Get right in the meantime, finds Dupree trying to push, so this actually puts a heavier advantage for that T side. They only have 30 seconds to play with, but NiP seem to be pretty good at making this work. Smokes will go raining onto the site device. He does have the ability to jump and shoot, because for some reason that's how the scout works, and well, definitely going to be trying to work this one out. Flashbang will keep him blind down to that 15-second mark, and well, the T's, they do have to make their move. Nice shot from Makalele. Get right goes down to just 1 HP, but it's all going to be on Xyp9x. If he can do anything here, sprays down, but it's Freiberg to take his head clean off. All down to one man. Carrigan not going to have any effect, and that's another good round from NiP.
Yeah, that's it. They're on a save right now for match point. It's going to be Astralis to make the decision. Do we want to? And they're going to take a pause, a well-needed pause. And I think both teams, honestly, might benefit from this. So there's no reason why NiP should be, I mean, they're going to be running off this momentum and are clearly in a good place right now.
Yeah, they're looking tactically sound. Their setups, I'm enjoying them.
Yeah, they are. And even though missing that molly, they managed to recuperate from their losses and figure out the rest of the round. But seriously, it's like a whole bunch of build-up, and then one moment they pull the pin, and the round's over in 5 seconds. Whoever wins or loses.
No, but it's been a similar scenario across the maps. I do feel like their setups on the first and this have been much better than on Dust 2. Although they actually managed to win Dust 2. So it's sort of interesting mix up there. Astralis very, very strong on the first map, and well, since then, NiP have definitely been a little bit better, looking strong over on this map. Their CT side on Dust 2 was phenomenal. This time, their CT side was great again, but now their T side, once they've got the money, it is actually looking pretty calculated. Definitely.
It is. Oh, yeah, it's looking very calculated. It looks very hard to deal with. You know, it's very safe the way that they're taking map control and then putting a lot of pressure on Astralis and then just throwing their executes. And it seriously, like, sometimes it's just coming down to this one sick flash. I can barely talk. One sick flash that, like the one that they blinded Kerrigan with, was beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, now we just wait for the pause to be over. The buy from Astralis will come in. It's not a good one, but they will come in either way. A Deeg, a couple of CZs, FAMAS.
What would you say, Jambalaya by?
Jumble sale.
Jumble sale.
Your throat has completely gone. Launders, Rip Launders, 2K16. Kiev was too much.
Entry God.
But now, this is the effort from Astralis to bring this one back. If they lose this, it will be a similar buy in the next round, if not worse. They do have a FAMAS in play at the moment. Get right. It's getting tagged, but quick kills either side. Zipix down to 16 HP. It's looking like this last-ditch effort is not working at all at the moment. 14 to 6, looking like 15 is coming. They do have presence at the moment over towards Connector and the B site. A is completely open, and NiP, they're not rushing this.
Oh, there's a critical fight right there, and there's another kill. And again, yeah, it's Astralis to decide to go for these two bad buys, and that's because you don't want to go to match point. Mentally, that's so hard to come back from. You want to try to hemorrhage bleeding as soon as possible. Round 14 is kind of the last draw for a lot of teams. Even if they have the opportunity to have a good buy the next round, they're just like, I can't do this mentally from 15. I can't see that sign that says match point over and over again for the next 7 rounds. That'll way too much on me. And the fact that you won't be able to make any mistakes in that situation, all of these factors are enticing Astralis to decide to buy here, and it has resulted in 0 frags.
Again, the 30-second marker has been taken. However, the site has been spotted. It is only Zipix left, of course. Not really expecting too much of a challenge here. They are going to leave it very late to get this bomb down, but it wouldn't really matter, because for him to actually get onto the site and not die would have to take some sort of ninja play of him turning invisible, putting on like the Harry Potter invisibility cloak, walking past and killing the bomb planter. He will, however, take down Freiburg. Of course, every little bit of money he gains is something that they can take into the next round, and, well, he's only going to get one, $600. NiP primed and ready to take this one over the line. A bit of a hiccup on Dust 2, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that's all it seems like now, just the hiccup. Oh, damn, this is so rough for Astralis. Just in the history and context of... I'm sorry? A hiccup on cash.
I got it the wrong way around again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they won Dust 2. It was still like, you know, they had to come back from a steep half. But just in the context and the history of these two teams, it's kind of nuts. NiP about to seal this one up one more time. And I'm almost calling it before it happens, but it's just Astralis have such an awful buy right now. As soon as NiP got guns in this half, it was like over.
Yeah, Kirby attempting some sort of aggression. Again, this play from NiP is just so passive that it forces Astralis to almost try and find out information.
But like here we are, we're finally getting them going for map control, and they have what is a big flank on B, and them all funneled into the site.
Thing is, though, NiP, they have reacted to this. They've just gone firing onto that B site. It is looking like the positional play from Astralis is not too bad, but Freiburg now going to hold down that rotator. Forest ending the life of one more player. It's down to Zipix and Device. Device goes spraying wildly, but Forest has other ideas. Zipix, he's got so much to do here, needs that rifle. I don't even think he has the ammo to take down the remaining players. Looking for more, but Exist has ended it. NiP, they go through to the semi-finals. Astralis, they had a decent run. They took out a lot of tough teams, but ultimately it wasn't enough.
Yeah. Ultimately, it wasn't enough. It seemed like Astralis maybe weren't getting in their faces enough. Sweden win this one. Yeah, very appropriate. They do pull out another win and knock out one of 3 Danish teams that are left over, right?
Yeah, that's true. It is going to be Astralis, the first of the Danes to fall.
I think you mentioned before, Tom, that it was it'd be ironic, Astralis were the first Danish team to go out of the 3, right?
It was more if they didn't get through to the quarters.
Oh, they didn't get through to the quarters.
But
yeah,
they're still the first one out.
Yeah.
That is only because they played first.
Yeah.
Because another has to go out today.
That's true. All these factors are true.
But that means there's definitely a Dane in the semis, and it's not Astralis.
Yeah.
So either way, that gives a great props to Danish CS at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Showing that 3 teams got through out of 8. Either way, it's only going to be NiP going through at this stage. Not bad start.
Not a bad start. I had no idea they'd be able to play this well to make it this far, and it's going to be Cloud9 to be their next competition.
Yeah, so a tough one. Of course, over to the stage now.
Let's once again. So, Christopher, congratulations. It was a very interesting game for us. I think it was also an interesting game for you. Right now, you will proceed further, and as I know, you won already in Kiev. It was a long time ago. What can you say to win in Kiev one more time?
Yes.
Yes, do you want to win?
Yes, we really want to win because, like you said, we haven't won in Kyiv in such a long time, and every time we come here, we always feel appreciated and welcome here by all the fans. I mean, you have to also think about we're from Sweden, and the Ukrainian flag is the same colors, you know, so it's like we're representing two countries in a way at the same time, so we want to just do it for all our fans and for everyone who's coming here to watch us play.
Thanks a lot for your words. What about very interesting information? As I know, you play for 10 years like a pro. How do you find energy for so long time playing on a so high level?
To be honest, I don't know, but it could be I love playing CS, and that's about it. I mean, everyone who plays CS, especially those who have been professional for a long time, we grew up playing this game when we were kids and watching other pros playing, and we felt like we want to achieve what they are achieving. Now, since the scene is much bigger than it was before, and everything is just much better in general, like LAN tournaments, the computers, monitors, you know, you can just drop everything, and everything is just much better. I don't know, it's just that I love playing CS, and it's a simple answer there.
Very nice. So maybe, I don't know, in 5 years, in 6 years, in 10 years, can you find yourself as a coach of some team?
You never know about the future, but I don't see myself as a coach or something similar to that, because I'm not a good teacher, and I know a lot of people has been asking me like, yeah, how do I do this and advice, and I'm like, I don't know. Just
Okay, you will be just an owner of the team, that's all.
I hope so.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it together. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It was Get Right from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and right now, after short break, we will come back to you.
Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Getting tired of playing with the usual skins, but don't have enough money to buy a new one? Get rich fast with CSGoFast.com. CSGoFast. It's a strong chance of winning in every game. Several rooms with different game modes. Daily, more than 1,000 games, 5,000 players, and 25,000 skins at stake. You don't need much in order to sweep the board.
Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and StarCraft 2, the largest contests in the history of esports among the national teams. World Electronic Sports Games, the World Championship with a total prize pool of $4.5 million US. Registration for Europe and CIS regions is open. The finals will be held from October 6 to 9 in Kiev, Ukraine. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
And welcome back to StarSeries Season 2. Our second quarterfinal has been completed. The Swedish team, Ninjas in Pyjamas, have advanced through to the semi-finals where they will play North America's Cloud9. We've got our 3 men back on the panel to break things down, and a very impressive display from the old school NiP. Janko, was a great display of CT-sided Counter-Strike in both the second game and the third game, but more so from an NiP point of view.
Definitely so, and the whole team stepped up. All of the players, Michael especially, had a lot of high impact